Hello, friends. Today we will talk about a topic which was very interesting of late. If you are a cricket fan, you will not be without liking MS Dhoni. This is a special tribute to one of the greatest captains India has ever produced. We will see how Mahendra Singh Dhoni, favoritely called MSD, has made the achievements and what are his attributes towards achieving this success. Every great person has got some qualities which are the main instrument for the success. We will try to go through those qualities and see what are those secrets of success for MS Dhoni. So, let us first try to see what are the achievements in his career that has made him very successful captain in India and in the international cricket. As a captain, he has achieved one of the greatest things what every Indian will be proud of, which is winning the World Cup in 2011. He has captained the team, he has captained the ship, he has utilized all the resources to the fullest extent, which is the team members, and made it a success. He has also won T20 ICC Championship in 2007, a couple of Asia Cups, ICC Champions Trophy, and Chennai Super Kings, which has elevated his status further in the IPL series. Right from the inaugural championship to another two championships, he has been instrumental in knitting the team and making them fully unearth their potential. Okay, then why we regard him as one of the most successful captain is because he has got the most test victories of 27. Ganguly is the next one to have 21 wins. Always, however, a person is successful in international cricket, he is always having the test yardstick as the test matches wins. Okay, test matches are the acid test for any person because it calls for 5 days of playing consistently and temperament wise and also from the strategy wise. 1 days are just fast games, just like fast food. Okay, fine. As an individual, Dhoni has played the maximum number of international matches and he is the only wicket keeper in the world to have 150 plus stumpings across all the three formats of the game, which is Test cricket, One-Day Internationals and T20s. The biggest achievement with which we got the World Cup from Dhoni was a last ball sixer which he has hit against Sri Lanka and grabbed the World Cup. I'm not sure how many of you know Javed Miandad of Pakistan has hit the last ball sixer when Pakistan wanted 4 runs from India to snatch a Sharjah Cup victory. Miandad hit the last ball sixer from Chetan Sharma's bowling and he pulled off a sensational victory from the hands of Indians in the Sharjah Cup trophy. So similar was the scenario here with Dhoni. So friends, I say that Dhoni was one of the greatest finishers of the game. He had brought in what is called a strategy for finishing the game in the last few things. So that way, I think we should regard Dhoni as one of the complete personalities in cricket, be it a player, be it a captain, be it a character and stuff like that. We will try to see what are his qualities. Before that, we'll just try to roughly go through from where this humble beginning started and how it actually transformed one of the greatest personalities we could ever have. Dhoni has taken birth in Ranchi, which is in the state of Jharkhand. He was first associated with football, which was his favorite game, and badminton, until and unless his coach drove him to do a small cricket match where his role was to have a wicket-keeping role. Okay, when his wicket-keeping skills were so excellent, the seniors and the coach from all around the district and the town recognized his talent and they started promoting him for other cricket games. This is how his cricket talent was unearthed and people have started using it to see how well he can perform in a consistent way so that he can be in the Indian team for giving more and more contributions. Incidentally, he was also a railways employee in the Eastern Railways before he came to cricket and shaped up his career. Okay. Now, when he did his debut against Bangladesh, ironically, he had a golden duck to his name. Not all the great players in the world had started their career at a very high note. If you all remember, a cricketer in the years of 60s, 70s by name G.R. Vishwanath, Gundappa Rangappa Vishwanath from Karnataka, was named as a classic square cutter. His talent as a square cut was known everywhere in the world. He started his career in Australia with the Golden Duck in the first innings of the test. Mind you, what would have been the mindset? The very next innings, he scored a century. So he had a duck and a century in both the innings of his first test. So similarly, Dhoni had also hit zero in the first test against Bangladesh, but in the next series against Pakistan, he exhibited his talent and cemented his place in the international cricket. He hit 148 not out, which was a feast for the eyes, my dear friends. If anyone would have not watched that match live, please go to the recording and see. His helicopter shots and the range of shots across various parts of the ground was a phenomenal feature to watch. And that opened the eyes for all the international cricketers to see what is in store for this great man who is an excellent hitter of the ball and a great finisher in the days to come. Okay, we have at that point we have not even gauged how much his character would building him to become one of the greatest captains also. So we will see that. What are his captain's success? Okay, what are his attributes? What are his qualities which has made him successful? He is called as Captain Cool. Now, why this terminology has come? Nowadays, you would be finding many of the captains being very aggressive on the field, being very, short-tempered on the field, fighting with other players, and then the umpire has to come in between and he has to mitigate between the two people. But Dhoni is one of the rarest personalities and the rarest captains who has never lost his cool, either off the ground or in the ground. He is called Mr. Cool because, irrespective of the match situation, right? Whether when the batsman was hitting for sixes and fours against his bowlers, when the bowlers were bowling wide and no balls, when the fielders were leaving all the balls for fours and sixes, he never lost his cool. He used his mental balance, what we call, to strategize what could be the next move which could make the batsman out. This way, he was able to have that mental balance which made him think more and does not make him commit a mistake. This is one of the greatest qualities, my dear friends, which we have to imbibe in our life also. He never lost cool. He was never panic. He was never depressed. He was always waiting for the next opportunity to prove his mettle. Right, going to the next thing, he was always a strategic player and a thinker. Before every match started, he used to plan against the country, against the players who were very strong, and see their videos to see how they can be made out by the previous beginning out or the previous playings. So this was one of the game plans he had before he entered every match, which was very important. In everybody's life also, we need to plan our things so that we are not in for a rude shock. Okay, he was always a person who had discipline inculcated. Whether there was a match or whether there was no match, he used to go out to the cricket ground and practice and see that he kept up his physical levels up along with his fluency of shots. This quality slowly started getting inculcated in the other team members, and other team members also started inculcating this habit. And the biggest thing is he leads by example. When the team was down with a lot of people, at least half of the batsmen back in the pavilion, he used to go out and prove himself with a century and proved that he has a talent, and he used to come up when others failed. And with this, he has exhibited a greatest quality that he will lead by example whenever things or whenever the chips are down. Okay, and one of the greatest qualities which I always try to appreciate him is the way he handled the press. You know how hostile the press is in India. They ask you umpteen number of questions, controversial questions, provoking questions, and so many questions that you sometimes burst out. You try to slip away the words from your tongue, that becomes a big issue in the press. But Dhoni was never like that. He was very diplomatic. He was very cool and compact when he was answering the press, and he used to wade off questions where it needs to. He used to appreciate players when there was a victory. He used to also blame himself where there was a loss or a defeat, and never badmouth any person in his career. He was such a great personality. He had never criticized anybody. He used to take up everything on his own. See, this is such a wonderful quality, my dear friends, that not many people will have it. But it is not impossible. It needs to be inculcated and practiced, that you don't blame anybody for anything, but take the responsibility on your own shoulders and see that you try to go forward and accomplish your mission and your aims. The last but not the least, see, when he was finding a spark in Virat Kohli, okay, that he was a very good cricketer and a very good thinker as well, he royally handed over the reins of captaincy to Virat Kohli and started extending the support to Virat Kohli for all the cricketing decisions. He was never jealous that his follower or a person who is playing under his captaincy is going to take over his captaincy. I need not tell you umpteen number of examples in our Indian cricket or in any international cricket where politics ruined the sport. Within the team itself, there were a lot of politics which has ruined the sport. But Dhoni was not a victim for that. He was a very broad-minded man, that he lent his support to Virat Kohli and was a part of decision making everywhere with Virat Kohli, and that only saw us, defeating Australia in Australian soil and accomplishing so many things during this illustrious career. So, my dear friends, with this note, I want to conclude telling Dhoni that wishing him all the best in his professional career or his personal career or his business career or in whatever he undertakes. We all wish him a very great health and a great success. Okay, friends, thank you very much. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that my videos will come to you and you can enjoy watching such great personalities being talked about. Thank you. All the best.